Greetings, warriors. This is Commitment Chronicles, your ultimate survival guide in the love battlefield. We are here to unravel the complex weave of why a woman chooses to stick with one man over another for a lifetime. Intrigued? You should be, because we're on a mission to shield your hearts from the murky depths of heartbreak and chaos. We roll out a fresh video every week, so don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Join us as we embark on a mission to protect your hearts from the pits of heartbreak and chaos. As the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley once said, "A hard-headed woman, a soft-hearted man, been the cause of trouble ever since the world began." Now, isn't that a catchy tune to hum while pondering the perplexing puzzle of love? But our dear Elvis isn't the only one who had something to say about the optimal female. Doc Love, the love guru himself, had an interesting perspective. He said, "The optimal female is a lady who has integrity, is a giver, and is flexible." Now, isn't that a mouthful? Imagine this. You're in a room with two women. One is a giver, flexible, and oozes integrity from every pore. The other, well, let's just say she's a bit more rigid in her ways. Who would you rather spend your time with? That's a no-brainer, right? But here's the kicker. It's not just about finding a woman who ticks all these boxes. There's something called the interest level. This is the magic potion that can turn a frog into a prince or a prince into a frog. It's not about making someone fall in love with you or changing their attitude. Nope. It's about raising or lowering their interest level. And guess what? You can only do this if she likes you to begin with. Remember, guys, you can't change a woman's attitude or make her fall in love, but you can definitely influence her interest level. Here's a question to ponder on. Can a guy stay happily incarcerated with the same woman for the rest of his life? It's like asking if you'd like to share your desert island with a crocodile or a Labrador. Sure, the crocodile might be more exciting, but I'd bet my last coconut you'd prefer the Labrador when it comes to comfort and companionship. Imagine this. You're locked up in the Alcatraz of love, serving a life sentence with a woman who turned from a sweet cherry pie into a sharp-tongued dragon after you said, "I do." Every day becomes a battle, every conversation a minefield. And the worst part, there's no parole in sight. Now picture the same scenario, but with a flexible giver. She's like a cool breeze on a hot day, turning your prison cell into a cozy little love nest. Yes, you're still incarcerated, but at least you're doing time with a partner who's got your back. So who would you rather share your prison cell with? A flexible giver or an inflexible taker? Now it's time for a little quiz for those who think they're in love. Buckle up, gentlemen, because we're about to delve into the nitty-gritty of your current or future Miss Right. Or should we say Miss Maybe Not So Right? Question 1. Does your lady love you unconditionally and prove it by not attempting to transform you into a better person? If she's constantly trying to upgrade you like the newest iPhone model, we might have a problem. Question 2. Does she navigate life without a chip on her shoulder? If she's carrying around more baggage than an overloaded cargo ship, it might be time to reconsider. Question 3. Does she strive to resolve issues rather than diving headfirst into argue mode? If she's quicker to argue than a lawyer in a courtroom drama, you might want to rethink your choice. Question 4. Has she managed to dodge the brainwashing attempts of experts and the feministas? If she's more influenced by the latest self-help book than her own common sense, you might want to proceed with caution. Question 5. Is she hassle-free and graces you with a smile when you tease her? If she reacts to your jokes like a cat to a bath, you might need to reassess. Question 6. Does she understand that serenity actually switches a man's on button? If her idea of serenity is a full-blown hurricane, it's time to reconsider. Question 7. Is she considerate enough to not talk to you when you're on the phone or engrossed in sports? If she's more interruptive than a pop-up ad, you've got a problem. And finally, question 8. Does she like and trust you so much that she's content just to be with you? If she needs more reassurance than a toddler on their first day of school, it might be time for a rethink. If you said yes to 5 or more of these questions, you might just be bending the truth a bit. But don't worry, we've all been there. After all, love is a battlefield, and sometimes we need a little help navigating the minefield. 1/3 of your happiness depends on how flexible Miss Right is after you're married. Now let's dive into the nitty-gritty of flexibility. No, we're not talking about yoga poses or gymnastics. We're talking about the kind of flexibility that makes relationships work, the kind that keeps the peace in your home, and the kind that saves you from a lifetime of headaches. Picture this. You've had a long day at work. You come home hoping for a bit of relaxation and peace. But as soon as you walk in, you're met with a barrage of complaints, questions, and demands. You're expected to instantly morph from work mode to home mode. Now, how does that sound? Not so peaceful, right? But what if instead you walk in and your partner greets you with a smile, asks about your day, and gives you some space to unwind? Sounds heavenly, doesn't it? That's the power of flexibility. Flexibility is about understanding, compromise, and adaptability. It's about navigating the ebb and flow of life together, rather than against each other. It's about recognizing that not every battle is worth fighting, and that sometimes it's okay to agree to disagree. Let's be clear, flexibility is not about being a pushover or constantly bending over backwards. It's about balancing your needs with the needs of your partner. It's about finding a middle ground where both of you can thrive. Flexibility is like the secret ingredient in a recipe. You might not notice it when it's there, but when it's missing, everything falls flat. So, if you're looking for a recipe for a happy, harmonious relationship, make sure flexibility is on your shopping list. In the grand game of love, flexibility is the wild card. It turns a potentially explosive argument into a constructive conversation. It turns a stressful situation into an opportunity for growth. And most importantly, it turns a rigid relationship into a dynamic duo ready to face whatever life throws at them. So, when you're dating a woman and you have a difference of opinions, remember, flexibility is key.